So we are going to study while loop now. Before I tell you in depth about while loop, first I would like to recapitulate the meaning of loop or iteration in the terms of programming language. Iteration means when you are doing some task again and again. Okay. In Python, there are two ways to write a loop. First one is for loop. First one is for loop. When is for loop used? When you know where to start and where to end. When you know two things. And while loop is used when you know where to start but you don't know where to end. This is the major difference between for loop and while loop, and in Python you have these two loops. So I'm saying for loop when you know where to start and where to end. For example, take a case of I have a question like question print the first 10 numbers. Okay, when I say first 10 numbers, tell me the starting value would be 1, the end value would be 10. You are sure about both of them, hence you know where to start and where to end. So how would I write a simple for loop? I can say for I in range, first parameter is the starting value, so I would say 1. Second parameter is where you want to end. So I have to end at 10, but I will write here 11 because if I write here 10, then Python will go only till 9. It always go one number less than every parameter. And what is the difference between every consecutive number? 1. For example, when I say first 10 numbers, how do the first 10 number look like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So you write here 1. You put a colon, you print I, comma, and is equal to this way. If you run it, you will get all the first 10 numbers. Take another question that can be solved using for loop. Question 2. Print all the even numbers between 1 and 30. When I say print all the even numbers between 1 and 30, if you think in your mind, you will get to know that the starting value in this range would be 2, because the first even number between this range is 2 and the last even number in this range is 30. So you can again interchange these values. Start from 2, you have to go till 30, so write here 31, and the difference between every even number will be 2. Print it. See all the even number printed. In this case you can use for loop. The concept of while loop says that when you know where to start but you don't know where to end. For example, I say print the first 30 odd numbers. Now a good mathematics student would say that it starts at 1 and it also ends at a particular number that you can find out. Okay, but let's assume that I don't know where it would end. Fine, so I'm saying I don't know where it ends. Even if you can guess this value, take another question like print the first 20 prime numbers. Now you know that the first prime number would be 2, but the 20th prime number you are not sure. So both these cases you see, you are unsure of the end value. Now how do we approach this question? Take the case of this question first. print the first 30 odd numbers. In this case, you know where to start. Where should I start? Odd number it is talking about. I will start at 1. Fine. So what I am going to do, I will declare a variable start is equal to 1 because that is something I know. And then I will say count is equal to 0. Count is equal to 0 simply specify that I have not printed any odd number as of now. Then you say while count less than equal to 30. Now what this line means is, if you check the English meaning of while, it means as long as. So you can take it in this way, that as long as count is less than or equal to 30, keep on doing. So what is the very first thing that I have to do? First I have to print the very first odd number. So I will print start. Now since I have printed the first odd number, my count value should increment because now I have actually printed one value. So I can say count is equal to count plus 1, and my next start value would be what? I started from 1. Next start value would be obviously plus 2. So I can say start plus 2. That's all. Come out and run this program. See, let me, since it is occupying a lot of space here, I'll print everything on a single line. I can say end is equal to this way. Here you get the first 30 odd numbers. Make it a bit small so that you can verify till 10. In total, how many you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You have 11. What is the reason? Because by the time this value evaluates, your count has already reached 11. So you can remove this equal symbol. This way you would get the first 10 odd numbers. Okay. You start from 1. Count is equal to 0 means I have not printed any odd number as of now, while count less than equal to 10. I am saying that as long as the value of count is less than 10, you print the value of start. So first I print the value of start, 1 gets printed. Then since I have printed a odd number, I will increment the value of count. And my next odd number would be start plus 2. So start plus 2 would be 1 plus 2 would be 3. So my next time I can update the value of start so that you understand start is equal to 3. I go back up while count less than 10. Here count was 1. Go back, yes, count is less than 10, 1 is less than 10. I will print start. So new value of start is 3, 3 gets printed. Then count value will again increment, and next value of start will be start plus 2, that means 3 plus 2, that is 5. Again it goes back up, count less than 10. So yes, 2 is less than 2, 2 is less than 10, condition holds true. You come down, you print the value of start, so 5 gets printed, and so on. This process repeats. Just take a look at this. You can go to the dashboard and practice more questions here. Let's try one question. Question is, write a program to print the first 5 multiples of 3 using a while loop. Okay. See this question, first 5 multiples of 3. If you do some mathematics, you know the first 5 multiples of 3 is 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. So you would say that I already know where my loop starts, that is 3, and I already know where my loop ends, that is 15. So why would I use a while loop? So remember that a question which can be done using for loop can also be done using while loop, okay, as long as the condition holds true. But there are certain questions that can be done using only while loop, but that is very difficult to do using for loop. Okay, so since this is a easy section question, we are just getting our feet wet in understanding how to implement while loop. So question is to print first 5 multiples of 3. Very first thing what we are going to do, first thing you know is starting value, that is 3. Your condition is that while this start does not reach 15, yes, because you have to reach till 15, either you see the condition that way or you take count is equal to 0, because you have to print the first 5 multiples. Since you are starting the count from 0, make sure you write less than 5, not less than equal to 5. So you say while count less than 5, keep on doing what? First I will print the value of start. So print start. Next thing is I am going to increment the value of count because I have printed a multiple of 3, so I say count plus 1, and the next multiple of 3 would be the previous value plus 3. That's all. See, first 5 multiple of 3 are printed. Let's take another question. Question 7. Write a program that repeatedly prompts the user to enter a number and then prints whether the number is even or odd. The program should continue to prompt for a new number after each result. When the user enters 0, the program should stop. Now look, this is a dynamic case. What is happening here is the computer prompts you to enter a number. Say for example you enter 5. So computer says 5 is an odd number, and then again it prompts you to enter the next number. You press 6. It says 6 is an even number, and again this process continues. It asks you the number, you tell it a number, and it tells whether it is even or odd. This process continues until the user enters 0. So you know that you never know how far this program loop will run, but you certainly know the condition that this program will stop when the user enters 0. Same thing we will do. First let us take a number from the user. I say num is equal to int input, please enter a number. Okay, you say while num not equal to 0, because you have to stop only when he enters 0. Okay, if the number is not 0, what you have to do, you have to check if this number is even or odd. So you say if num mod 2 double equal to 0, this means the number is even. So you say print num comma is an even number. Okay, else print num is an odd number. Fine. That means whatever number you entered, it checked whether it is 0 or not. If it is not 0, it checked if it is even or odd, and then finally you have to again prompt the user to enter a number. So this same step I am going to copy and paste it here. Now let's run it. Please enter a number. I say 17. It says 17 is an odd number. Please enter a number. I say 6. It says 6 is an even number, and see again it is prompting me to enter a number. So I can say 14, even number, and then I can say 0. It gets out. If you want to make it look more interactive, you can change the messages like this. Please enter the next number, and when he enters 0, when you get out of your while loop, you can say print thank you. Let's try. Please enter a number. I say 65. This is an odd number. Please enter the next number. I say 17. This is also an odd number, and I then finally I enter 0. It says thank you. So this is how you are going to do dynamic programming, where the computer constantly prompts you for the next number. This functionality is very helpful when you are doing some troubleshooting work or checking your program for multiple values. All right. Okay.